All right, and we are about to go. We're about to go and play some Kel'Thuzad, which I'm very, very pumped about, by the way. Kel'Thuzad, of course, an amazing hero. For all of you who have not yet seen what he's capable of doing, I'm going to be going over the abilities and the talents, and of course the general gameplay as much as I can. And right off the get-go, I think Kel'Thuzad can be, you know, summarized and classified as a long-range poke mage. I think that's basically what he's all about. He can deal devastating damage to the enemies, especially if he hits his combos, which, you know, requires a little bit of practice, makes him a fairly, you know, demanding character. But I think that's basically what makes him so interesting as well, because he has a high learning curve, but also rewards you a lot if you manage to successfully climb that. And not only does he bring a lot of power to the Nexus, but he's also pretty damn cool in terms of visuals. Just look at him. And they also implemented some of the Easter eggs from his World of Warcraft encounter in Naxxramas. So I wanted to encourage you to pay special attention to the end screen that is going to happen once this game is over. Just as a reminder. But we're diving right into the action here, which is really, really awesome. And we're playing Untitled Spider Queen. Our allies are Abathur, Diablo, Zagara, and Oriel. So lineup's looking pretty good. The enemies are rocking the Cho'Gall, though. Plus Oriel. Well, that is certainly quite the challenge to overcome. And keep in mind that all my allies and all my opponents here in this game are actually real people who are playing behind me in the booth. So despite the heroes not having any nicknames, they're still real people. They're not AI opponents. Actually, some people got confused by it, and they thought that they were AI opponents after all. Now, let's go over all the basic ability here's once again. We have Death and Decay on the Q. After a short delay, launch an orb that explodes upon hitting the first enemy target. Could be a minion, could be a structure. And then there's a death zone, basically damaging all enemies standing inside of it. Then we have Frost Nova. Huge range. It's an AoE projectile. It deals damage to all enemies hit and also slows everybody. And people in the very center are going to get rooted. Very important. Keep in mind, roots are important. You need to land those. Why? I'm going to explain to you in a bit. Then we have the Chains of Kel'Thuzad. You drop 2 skill shots, and you can chain 2 targets together. This can also be landed on enemy structures. You can chain an enemy hero to a structure that will deal damage and also mini-stun them. And you need to basically land your CC combos, namely the Frost Nova root and the Chains of Kel'Thuzad, in order to stack up your Master of the Cold Dark. That is your trade. You gain 1 blight whenever you do land your crowd control abilities, and after landing 15 stacks, well, you get a 2-second cooldown reduction on all of your basic abilities. After 30 stacks, you gain a 75% damage increase. Super awesome. Now, at level 1, we have a couple of talents available. We're going to have to rest this through a little bit so we can actually participate in the team fight. Now, we're going to just try to land a couple of spells here. There we go. Cho'Gall dropping low already, which I like. Now he's taking damage. As you can see, he's standing in that thing. Oh, he actually took a lot of damage already. But so did we. So we're going to take that globe. So, the Plague Lance. Increased Death and Decay duration and the radius. Very, very nice, especially when it comes to dropping your Q a lot. No. Not at all. No worries. And we don't want to take that, though. I don't think we're going to go for a Q build. Let's see. But Blight of Frost, it deals more damage in the center, and after 30 Blight, so once again, after you complete Master of the Cold Dark, you're going to get a little bit more value, and the duration is increased of the root. Then Barb Chains, you know, increase the damage and also make them vulnerable, dropping 15 armor. I don't really like that, so we're going to go for Blight of Frost, you know. But first of all, we need to collect a lot of stacks. And in order to do that, we basically want to go where the action is. We want to go to where all the action is. So we're going to just try to help our Oriel against D.Va. Going to drop it here. She got rooted and she died. First stack and first kill. Very, very nicely done. At level 4, we get more talents. At level 4 is actually my favorite talent here. We have Strip Shields, which basically causes our chains to damage enemy shields, and it causes us to give shields to us as well, which is pretty damn awesome. But still, it's not my favorite talent. My favorite talent is Phylactery of Kel'Thuzad, which basically means it's an activatable talent once you accumulated 10 Regen Globes. If you did so, you can choose to respawn immediately. Or, if you don't, you can get its passive bonus, which is 10% of spell damage healed to Kel'Thuzad. pretty powerful. Armor of the Archlich is more of an anti-physical damage talent. They don't really have a lot of that, so I didn't really go for it. It's an armor that can be activated, slows enemy around you, slows enemies around you, and basically makes them take damage too, which is pretty sweet, but not really that strong in this game in particular, I think. Oh, Glacial is not even moving. Oh. So I kind of aimed my Frost Nova in a way that I would have hoped for Glacial to walk into it, but he didn't move in the first place, so it didn't even land. Diablo interfering a little bit, but so far my team doesn't even need me. Like, the game is looking very, very solid, very stable right off the get-go. And as you can see, the Q and the W together combined from Kel'Thuzad, they offer a lot of wave clear, which is pretty awesome on a map like Germany's Spider Queen. So now we chained her against the building. The root didn't land though, but she still took a lot of damage. The enemy Oriel, that is. Now Cho'Gall coming in. Need to be careful here. Diablo blocking the way like a bro. I think he might chase me down. He got rooted though. Oh, the bump. Oh my goodness. Barely could dodge it. You know what? We're going to go all the way back. We're going to go all the way back. And we're going to talk about the level 7 talents. Accelerated Decay. Each time a hero is hit by your Q, they take 20% more periodic damage for the next 4 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. Which is kind of nice if you want to go for a Q-centric build. We didn't choose really to do that, so Glacial Spike is an activatable one. I think I'm going to show you this one because it's one of my personal favorites. You drop down an ice pillar and you can chain enemies around it. And the ice pillar is going to explode after a certain while, dealing damage as well. It counts as terrain, so you can actually lock people inside if you trap it. If you drop it in a choke point, for example. It's really good. Chilling Touch, though, is also very powerful. It's a pretty awesome auto attack related talent that every 8 seconds you deal more damage. You deal splash damage. You slow the enemy hit. And your damage also counts as spell damage, not as physical damage. So it works really well with Phylactery Life Leech, for example. You know what? We're going to take that. We're going to take that, actually. I want to see you. I want you guys to see how powerful it can be. So we chained them together. There we go. Huge damage coming through. Chaining people together is really like your bread and butter requirement you have to fulfill in the game as Kel'Thuzad. And then once you're about to change them, you drop the Frost Nova underneath. They cannot run away. They take so much damage. Did you see that splash damage from your auto attack? Whew, it's huge. And once again, when you play as Kel'Thuzad, you want to be where all the action's at. You don't want to be solo split pushing, especially if you don't have all of your stacks just yet. D.Va exploding. I'm going to patiently wait until that is over. Want to take Regen Globes as well. We're not going to try to actually chain him against the buildings. Drop the Nova. Didn't hit him in the center, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think that could have been a kill. But it's really nice. Sometimes you can surprise enemies who are standing behind a building, and they think of them as safe, right? But, you know, sometimes the chains have a different plan, and you're going to chain them together, you're going to root them, and you're going to blast them off the battlefield.
Choose a talent.
So, now at level 10 we have a very interesting choice to make. Do we go teamfight oriented with Frost Blast, or do we go for more burst damage with a global called Shadow Fissure? Frost Blast, you basically summon a meteor that flows towards your chosen target, almost like a Pyroblast, but upon impact, it deals a little bit of damage, and it also roots people. Very, very nice. It also roots everyone around it, and it damages everyone around it. Actually, enemies around the target you chose take more damage than the initial target, so it's a real nice AoE wombo combo ability. We're actually going to take Shadow Fissure, though, I think, because it's a global. It's really nice. 15-second cooldown makes it really, really impactful. Actually, we can maybe drop the Oriel right now if we get some chains off. Oh, Cho'Gall is back in the mix. There we go. Look at those huge spikes. So much damage. And I think the chains actually made sure that we got the kill here. Beautiful stuff. Chains actually have a huge range. Gazla also gives us another stack. Very nice. We have 10 globes collected now. So the Phylactery, you're going to notice a significant amount of self-healing on Kel'Thuzad's damage abilities. So very, very nice. Actually thought we could maybe trap the Oriel here, but that was not the case for now. We're still a little bit weak on the stacks. 14 out of 30, excuse me. Alright, we're gonna try to capture Chagall. Nope, not this time. 13, Icy Grasp increased the Nova slow duration, which is kind of nice. The chains slow after pulling people together, or chains have a lower cooldown after pulling people together. Me personally, I'm a big fan of the slow after the chains. See, they were slowed, Oriel couldn't dodge. Unfortunately, Diablo flipped her out of my ulti, but blocks the way, so we still get the kill, maybe? Yeah, we get the kill. Keep in mind that the stronger auto attack of Chilling Touch also gives us life leech. Wait, how do we... Okay, I was gonna say, like, how do we have such a lead here? They're gonna chain him against the building. Got another kill. The enemies are kind of falling apart. D.Va busy in the bottom, but we're getting a lot of value in the middle here. Buildings also get damaged by the chains, so you want to use them kind of often. But my ulti doesn't damage it. I wanted to show you guys that the ulti only goes for enemy heroes, so you can use it to wave clear. You can't use it to really siege up. You can see all the self-healing coming through here. This one didn't hit, unfortunately. Let's see if we can chain those two together. Got them. And now we can see all that damage and all that self-heal too. Oriel helping out here. Diablo helping out as well. But I kind of need to go back. I'm out of mana. I'm almost out of health. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Diablo, my hero. Diablo, my hero. Have my babies. Well played. And Chagall got a little bit too greedy in the chase process. But as you can see, when you team fight a little bit, when you land your abilities in a massive team fight, you can stack up your Master of the Cold Dark a lot. Good job. Nice save. All right, all right. I don't think I've ever seen Sagara participate in a team fight. She's just, you know, busy split pushing all day, every day. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. The game is going really, really well. And it's really cool to see how the life leech from your abilities also works against minions. It's not just against enemy heroes. D.Va and Oriel here. Can we get those two? D.Va unfortunately too far away. Can still chain her against that though. Oh, but of course we want to go back. And now, wait, ladies and gentlemen, all of our abilities, including the Shadow Fissure, are going to deal 75% more damage because we just completed our quest. And as you can see on the left-hand side, what is also new with the Kel'Thuzad patch here is the UI improvement, showing us when quests are completed. Careful, Chagall dropping the Shadow Bolt volley. Need to go back here for now. Double Kel'Thuzad with the Abathur copy.
Continue your service.
He's gonna walk inside? No. Nice. We got the kill a bit against the big guy. That gives us enough time to actually choose a 16 talent. Arcane Echoes. Reduce death and decay's cooldown. Don't really need that. We didn't really get for or go for a Q build in the first place, and we already have cooldown reductions from our quest. So Hungry and Cold makes enemies inside take more damage, which is awesome. We're gonna take that. Most likely, Power of the Ice Crown. Disabling enemies grants spell power, so the more proficient you are with landing your crowd control abilities, the more damage you're gonna deal. So, you know what? We're gonna do that. Let's see how strong that can be. Landed 1, landed 2. Lot of damage. Lot of damage. Lot of spell life leech, if you will. But it's not gonna be enough. We basically took that full Shadow Volley round to the face. We died. You know what? We're just going to come back to life. I activated my Shadow Phylactery. It wasn't really needed, don't get me wrong, because the enemies were nowhere near like threatening our base, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Now, we don't have our 10% life leech anymore. We're going to have to collect 10 new regeneration globes. All right. But we're back in the fray in a bit. And you also get a warning. Like, the enemy team gets a warning that Kel'Thuzad has respawned. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to do. We basically have our revenge here against Chagall, who Shadow bolt volleyed us. Damn it. I actually thought I could still get the chains off. Uh-oh. Can we land it against the mech? Almost. Alright. Still a nice amount of damage here. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that could be game. Beautiful performance here by our team. Gonna chain those guys together here real quick. You can see the frozen chains. I think we might go down one last time, but does it matter? Are the web weavers gonna finish the game? I think they will. Let's see, Zagara also getting chased by the Cho'Gall. No, she's not gonna live. Diablo arriving a little bit too late, but the Diva falls. The Zagara clone finishes the job. Let's actually talk about the level 20 talents here real quick. Death Chill, not really that interesting. It would have been interesting if we had gone for the Frost Blast. It basically would have caused another explosion if a target dies within the Frost or the Root period, basically. The 20 upgrade for Shadow Fissure would have been a cooldown reset upon hitting an enemy hero. Yep, you can basically barrage that like ulti, 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 as long as you hit people all the time. Then we would have had a dash that delivers damage but comes with a 240-second cooldown. However, if you kill someone, the cooldown of this dash will be reset. So that is very, very important. And the last one is basically a shadow clone of Kel'Thuzad that also drops your death and decay like a shadow mimic ability. So I hope you guys had a good time watching this Kel'Thuzad gameplay. We're going to be playing a lot more of that beautiful hero here at Gamescom. So check out the live stream, twitch.tv/Kendrick Swish. And I hope you had a good time. Let us know in the comment section down below what you think of Kel'Thuzad, if you guys are hyped about him, if you guys want to see any cool strategies or wombo combos in the future. Let us know. Subscribe to the channel